In this video, we want to make the clip, which is part of the battery holder subassembly or a flashlight. The clip is pretty simple, and here are some better pictures of it. This is an isometric view of it. You can see it's kind of it's a sheet metal everywhere. Then it's got this divot here, which I think is there to make sure it touches the battery. Here is it from the side, and there's our divot right there, and then again from the top. So you can see in the top that there's some curves here. We're not going to include those curves in our analysis, but we're going to use a new technique in Onshape involving sheet metal. So let's give that a try. So I'm going to place a sketch on the front plane, and I'm going to try to draw basically this profile with just lines up to here and then all the way up to here, just a line. And I'm going to guess on these angles here and here and here so that it generally looks like that. And I'm not going to include any units, so I'll let you add those. So my first part is just the bottom, and if we go back here you can see that I need to come up at some angle. I don't know what that angle is, but I'm going to eyeball it and put it like something about that long and that up about that much. And then I go back here, and then I'm going to have a more shallow region. It's about the same length, I guess, as that one, roughly. So that one shall go something like that. And then as we come back here, then we have one that's pretty long, and it also juts up at a higher angle, so that looks something like, I don't know, this. Something like that. Okay. So again, I'm not going to dimension these, but we'll have to when you actually make yours. So basically I have just these lines representing that part. And now we're going to use sheet metal model. And we're going to extrude, and basically this allows you to extrude a line. And we're going to do it symmetric, so it kind of looks like this. And then to get the proportions roughly right, let's look at the thickness. The thickness is at least as big as either of these little areas here, so I would say that we need a little more. So that's called the depth in this tool. So I'm going to increase it a little bit to something like that, and I'm going to accept that. Turn the planes off, and I've got something that's kind of close to what I'm looking for, which is right here. Right there. Okay. Now, what I want to do next, first of all, I want to show you there's a new information over here. When you do sheet metal, you get this information, and it identifies each bend that you have, and you can change the radius that it's bent, but we're not going to mess with that for now, but who knows, maybe it'll be useful later. I just wanted to point that out, that information is there, so we'll get rid of that for now. Now what I want to do, I want to try to make this little part here. You can see it's thinner, and so I need to remove some stuff out here. Let's do that. We're going to put a sketch on that plane, and I'm just going to put a couple rectangles here and extrude those away. And I'm going to to get the other one there, I'm going to hit the line tool, hit Q for a construction line, find the center here, make that construction line, and then I'm going to mirror that over. So if I click mirror, it says select a mirror line. There it is. Select the entities to be mirrored, and that will be these. Okay, and then I can just extrude, remove through all here and here. And now you can see that I've made that little thinner part up here. I think I did it too big, but I'm not going to worry about that now. We're just worried about the technique. So I've got something that is like that, and now what we want to do is make that little divot here. Now, when I do this, I'm going to put a sketch here, and I'm going to put a little circle sort of in the center here, about right there, and I don't know, about that big. And I'm going to extrude out, but so far I've only been able to make it as a new part. And then when I try to use the Boolean to union them, it doesn't like that. So it may be the case that sheet metal parts are separate from subsequent features we make on these. I don't know. We'll investigate that. So let's do an extrude here. And I'd like it to be add, but it doesn't like that. So I'm going to say new. And I don't want to go up that far. And also I want to use something we haven't used much, which is draft. What that does is it allows me to go out at an angle. So I'm going to make this maybe 0.2. That's probably still too big. 0.1. And I think that I want this to be like 40 degrees or more. How about 60, 50, 60? And that looks like a good enough bump. So I'm going to accept that. And so at this point, I got the general shape of the clip with the little bump. It is a separate part, but we'll deal with that later. And this could be a way that we make parts like that clip. So thanks for watching.